Hey, Saddleback San Clemente, Pastor Eric here. And believe it or not, we are continuing to move forward with these videos. I think I'm on week 5, which is really cool. So I really hope that you are enjoying these. So today, as always, I've got a really cool interview set up for you today. I mean, look at these people. Look at their smiles. I've got Christina with us today, as well as Sue. They're going to talk a little bit about something that we've got going on at our campus, something that's very powerful that we've got going on at our campus, as well as the big church at large, Saddleback Church at large. God is doing something very cool. But before we jump into that, I would love for Sue and for Christina, can you guys just give us, tell us who you are, how you're involved with the campus? We'd love to know more about you.
Well, my name is Sue Langley, and I am the Peace Team Leader for Saddleback San Clemente. The focus of Peace these days is mostly the Food Pantry, but we've also got resource coaching going on continually and contact with our ESL students.
Awesome. How long have you been at Saddleback San Clemente, Sue?
5 years.
Okay, cool. Well, I appreciate all that you've done for our campus and what you are currently doing. So I can't wait to hear a little bit more about what's going on. I mean, of course, I don't know where you see her. I see Christine at the top left of my screen. So tell us a little bit about who you are, how you're involved.
Well, my name is Christina Selter, and I actually have been at Saddleback since we moved to the Talega building when Pastor Eric was there. And I actually am a leader of the senior care ministry and the resource coaches, which are very important to our campus to help any vulnerable people or families in need. We can guide them to the resources that they need. And we have a lot of resources, state, county, city, the resources at Saddleback, from legal aid to Food Pantry, which is now food or grocery distribution. It's pretty much the same thing, but a different name. And we actually, my husband and I have been there, and we love coming to Saddleback and seeing our Saddleback family and friends and working at the pantries. And the seniors this past 5 months has really been able to allow us to stay connected to our church and, of course, in our community as a community leader.
I love it. Christina, you and I have been, we've been friends for several years, and literally, like, your involvement with our campus and at Saddleback Church in general, like Saddleback Church is comprised of many campuses. We're one church, many locations. But I've just really appreciated all that you have you've put your heart into a lot of things at our campus, and your passion is infectious. And I know we're going to talk about an event coming up here soon in this interview, but that's because of the connections that you've made. So you've really propelled our campus in so many ways. So I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, you've done such a great job. So guys, I've got some questions for you. I've got 5 questions I'd love to go through. Answer them any way that you feel that you would like to. But I do know this. I want to create some clarity for our listeners today, for our church members, that they understand exactly some of these distinctions and names, okay? So my first question is, what is the difference between a food pantry and a grocery distribution? I finally just learned this.
Well, the food pantries are what we have called our permanent food pantries, and San Clemente is one of them on our campus. The grocery distributions, and our food pantries are grocery distributions, but our grocery distributions are out in the community more. We call them pop-ups sometimes. And we go to places in the community where there is need, and God has provided an amazing amount of wonderful food to pass out to people. So those grocery distributions really do make an impact. And Absolutely. People are coming to the Lord because of it too, many people.
Right, absolutely. I know that each campus, in a sense, has grocery distributions that might be more related to their geographical location, right? Christina, I know that you're involved with many different campuses as well. So, I mean, how many food distributions have you seen or been a part of already?
Oh my goodness, I would have to say I'm part of more than 90% of the pantries. We had the pandemic hit right after that breakfast that I hosted at the Lake Forest campus for our community leaders, from politicians to the sheriff to nonprofit leaders. About 2 weeks after that, the pandemic hit, and my job was to go back and communicate to all of my contacts, friends and associates, again, from senators all the way down to city mayors and so forth, to see if there was a location in their city that we could do a grocery distribution. And in doing so, I have a friend that is pretty high up at the Department of Education, and she immediately got us in contact. So we're in schools. And of course, that makes us cry because it's so exciting.
Yes.
We are serving developmentally disabled adults right in their communities because they're service providers. Some of them stepped away, so they were unable to drive because they don't drive or get to a grocery store. They were out of toilet paper. So we've stepped in and we've served vulnerable populations all over the county, from Anaheim down. We're now also serving in Los Angeles and San Diego.
Wow.
The pop-up pantries, my first outreach, of course, is the seniors, because the senior care ministry. And all of our seniors began to become locked down. So they couldn't leave their homes. They couldn't go to the stores. They're very vulnerable health-wise. Yeah. So we actually were delivering groceries to their doors and then stepping back. And if they came to the door and answered, we got to talk with them and pray with them and pray for their grandchildren. That's a big one. A lot of these seniors are asking us to pray for their children and their grandchildren to come to Christ, to be forgiven. And it's
Amen.
Just been very exciting, sometimes overwhelming, lots of tears, lots of happy tears, but we've had thousands of salvations all across Orange County. And again, it's all been because we're able to go into the community with all of our beautiful volunteers, pretty much boots on the ground. Within days of the pandemic, we were able to change our pantries and get straight into the community and serve face to face, now with masks 6 feet apart, but we were allowed to get to them when they're in big, big need, not just for food, but for just somebody to hear them. And then I know that Sue also has been getting a lot of those phone calls from people that just need to talk. So we're glad we're here. We've been serving, we've been nonstop, and it's beautiful.
It is. It like you said, tears do roll. I get full body chills because in some of these, for us to enter into some of these environments, into the schools and things of that nature, we all know that that's only by the favor that God has given us.
Amen.
All right, so I want to piggyback upon this conversation with some stats, some data. I think we would love to learn a little bit more about, like, what has God been doing at our campus specifically, Sue? Like, or what are the stats that you can provide for us at this point?
Well, we have great stats, but I want to just comment on the amount of grocery distributions. Saddleback, since March 9th, has done 314 separate events in Orange County.
Wow.
Serving almost 89,000 families, serving 2.5 million pounds of food, and having almost 8,000 salvations. Now, San Clemente has been a big part of that too. Since March 9th, and this is as of last week, so I guess it's 32. We have done 32 grocery distribution, food pantry events at our campus.
Wow.
And the pop-ups that we have done in the community. We have served more than 2,000 families, and we've had 90 decisions for Jesus. And that could not be done without the incredible volunteers that we have. As Christina mentioned, within days, our own food pantry, within 3 days, went from the walk-through food pantry to the drive-through food pantry. And I'm going to brag a little bit because we hear this.
Please.
People say, not only people who come to our food pantry and go to others, say ours is the best run, but also some within Saddleback say ours is one of the best run food pantries. So I'm bragging, don't tell the other campuses. But
okay, this is only gonna be blasted through all social media. I love it. Okay.
Anyway, and it is the commitment of our volunteers who are so awesome. You know, we do 11 events a month because of our setup days, our regular pantry days, and our evening and Saturday. 11 events a month, our volunteers show up.
Sue, honestly, I know that you and I talk often. I know, and we're talking to a broad audience right now, but I want you guys to know that I'm in agreement with what you just said, Sue. As I walk through and I get to observe as the campus pastor, I mean, I'm always blown away at the hearts of the people serving every week. The faithful people are there. They're serving, they're praying, they're there with the people. And it's really motivating and moving for me to see every week. So, and guess what? And I know you don't like this, Sue, because every time I say this, you deflect. But it always starts with leadership. Okay. And I just want to say to you as well, the way that you've led our campus through this pandemic has been straight up amazing. So keep up the good work as we move forward through this. And thank you to everybody that's watching, that's been serving in the food pantry, in those grocery distributions. Thank you so much. Okay. So God is moving. He's doing big things. Do you guys have any, like, I don't know, any personal examples of how you've seen God move in the lives of people through this? I don't want to put you on the spot, but any one or two stories pop up to mind?
I'll go first, Sue. We actually were serving in a senior community, a mobile home park. It's low income and they've been on lockdown. And we had served salads that we get donated to all of them, along with quarts of ice cream. Now, our seniors love ice cream. Okay. And they love See's candy, which I've served over, I think, 1,000 boxes of See's candies to seniors since March. Okay. So we got ice cream this time. We went over there and it was hot and we got everything handed out, and some of the people left in golf carts, and the maintenance guy went to go deliver to individuals that cannot come out past their door. And we turn around, we're saying goodbye, we're walking to our cars, and this lady comes through the pool section, and I won't say her name. And she comes up and we said, oh, and I was going to climb in the car and pull groceries out and get her some ice cream. And she said, I don't need food. I need prayer. And somebody told me that Saddleback was over here. Wow. We immediately went into prayer for her. Her sister is on a hospice with stage 4 cancer. And she was crying, and we prayed for her immediately. And as she walked away, she was so gracious and so thankful. And she seemed to have had the weight of the world come off of her shoulders. And we see that a lot in our senior communities. A lot is going on. There's a lot of single women in these communities that their spouses have passed away. So they're not just isolated. They are extremely isolated from their family, their friends, the community. They can't come out. They're vulnerable. So when they know that Saddleback is coming, sometimes they need the food, sometimes they don't, but they just come up, they ride their bicycles, their 3-wheel bicycles, they come in golf carts, they come in their cars, they walk through with their walkers, their wheelchairs, and they just say, I'm so grateful and I love you. Nobody has come, but you guys are here, and there's tears coming. So I'm grateful for all of our volunteers. Our new and our volunteers are now serving from home because of age or illness. Yeah. They have all picked up the phone. They've returned calls to these people on care calls. They're helping me deliver food to the doors, which is a lot harder than being at the pantry, because you have to also get to the location, pack the food, get it in the car, get to the location, unpack it, get it to the doors. So these people are working really, really hard all over Orange County, delivering to seniors and praying for them. So that's my story.
Wow. Powerful, obviously. Sue, anything pop up to your mind?
Well, I just want to talk about our prayer team on campus at San Clemente. They have been not only bringing people to Jesus, which of course is eternity altering, but they have been ministering to these people, again, feeling isolated. We have military wives, and the husbands are deployed and they're at home with the kids. We have older people driving through. And our prayer team, speaking of growth, they have grown to love these people so much who come through. And in fact, I've been told that our traffic team people drive up and say, oh, I want to talk to Bo. Oh, I want to talk to Kathleen. Oh, I want to talk to Susan or Sue or Carrie. They've just developed relationships that really minister to these people during this rough time. And so I am very thankful for the commitment of all the volunteers there, because they all care. They do all the background stuff so that there's the opportunity to not only give them food, but present Jesus to them.
That's right.
And they're eager and willing to do that and joyful.
Agreed, 100%. It definitely is. I'm going to say you definitely have a very great, a good system set up. I mean, as I walk through the whole entire process, you got people in the back, people up front, like everybody in between, all working harmoniously for the greater good. So great job. I know that we've got, so a couple more things I would love to hear, and I know that they would like to hear as well is, first off, I know that we have a very special event coming up here on the 29th. Christina, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, actually. It is the Outlets of San Clemente, and this was another one of our politicians that stepped up to the plate to help us get this location. That's Lisa Bartlett. She's our supervisor for District 5, and she happens to be a friend. So she secured Laguna Hills Mall last month and the Outlets of San Clemente this month. We are expecting over 500 cars, which sometimes there's more than one family in a car, or they're delivering to somebody. And we'll be set up there from 9 to 11:30. Anybody can come by. We don't check IDs. We don't do any of that. We just want to feed you in your tummy, but also holistically. We'll have our full prayer team, Spanish and English, ready to help out. And basically, these pop-ups have really helped a lot of us grow spiritually. I, for myself, didn't pray in the public. I would pray in my car if I saw somebody in need, but I didn't really pray in front of people. And because of Raina guiding me, she has a lot of faith. I did my first public prayer to over 200 volunteers up at Miles Square Park. And I can tell you that other people that I'm serving with also have now, like Sue said, our prayer team, everybody is becoming more bold, more confident. I used to share stuff at work, but now it's like in the public. We get to shout joy and Jesus and Lord, our God and Savior, and help other people feel comfortable. So we're going to be doing a lot of that at the Outlets on the 29th. It's next Wednesday, and I'm going to be there. Sue's going to be in the background.
I'll be there.
I will be there front and center. People come see me. I'd love to share the hope and joy of the Lord. And we look forward to seeing everyone there.
I love it. Thank you, Christina.
We are very excited about that Outlets of San Clemente pop-up. And one thing we do want to make clear is our whole pantry on the 29th will be at the Outlets.
Okay.
We will not be on campus that day. We'll be at the Outlets.
That's a great point.
Yeah, and we're looking so forward to it.
Okay. And you know what? And I think along the same line, Sue, if you wouldn't mind creating a little bit more clarity as well. So on the 29th, our food pantry will be, at the Outlets, as you just stated. But let's say a person wants to get involved. So let me say it like this. There's two ways to get involved right now. One is that we have the event coming up. Okay, so talk a little bit about how a person can get involved, maybe just a one-time event opportunity with the 29th, as well as what if a person at our campus wants to get involved in an ongoing serving opportunity with the every Wednesday, food pantry that we do have?
Well, if someone wants to get involved for the 29th, they can email me and I will send them the link to sign up. We have a link so that because we'll be serving there with many of our volunteers, but also volunteers from other campuses, there's a generic sign up at signup.com. Email me, I'll send the link so they can sign up. If people want to get involved regularly in our food pantries, they can go to our website and click on serving opportunities. Under San Clemente, various serving opportunities will show up, like the grocery distribution on Wednesdays or the setup on Tuesdays. They can click that and I will contact them.
Okay, great. And I wanted to throw this out there because I think it's important too when it relates to serving. I talked about it on the last video, which was about, at Saddleback Church, we talk about balancing the 5 purposes, right? The 5 biblical purposes. Not only in our small group, we're balancing those, but in the life of our individual walk with God, we are individually balancing those 5 purposes. So Sue and Christina, is it okay? So obviously, I know individuals will show up to serve. How about a small group? Could a small group come serve together in this capacity?
Sue, I'll answer that one real quick. Sue actually found families that have come to serve, and they come in and they make the bags for the senior starter bags for the grocery delivery. They also come in and help sort produce. And then most recently, I had a dentist appointment, and my dentist had seen stuff on Facebook, and he said, well, how do I get involved? And I said, this Saturday. So we had my dentist and his son, and they came and served, and Sue got to witness. He was praying for people. His son was amazing. They've served on missions, and they are Saddleback members, but it was really exciting. A whole family comes together and serves. So Sue, can you talk a little bit about that other family with the daughters that came also?
Yes, we have another San Clemente family who came to help us pack the senior starter bags, which are a little bit different than the bigger family starter bags. And they came and they loved it. It was a husband and wife and their 2 teenage daughters. And then they were there a couple weeks ago again. And we're looking forward actually to a more consistent Friday delivery. So we'll be corralling those families in. And speaking of small groups, I also wanted to say that we have a small group, a San Clemente campus small group, who serves together at every one of our Saturday food pantries, which is once a month. They come together and they serve, and we look forward to their help. They're very efficient.
It's great. I love it. And my last little question before we conclude this is, this will be going out through social media channels, and I think sometimes this could get in the hands of other people, right? What if a person goes to a different church and but they still love the vision of what we're doing? Can they connect and serve as well? How does that work?
Yes, they definitely can.
Okay.
In fact, that is something that Saddleback has embraced at the grocery distributions. For example, up in Anaheim, a church near Anaheim High School has joined us on the prayer team and serving. And yes,
Great.
We are here to serve the Lord, and the Lord has blessed Saddleback with this amazing amount of food, an amazing opportunity. And we are trying to just reach out into the community. Plus, you might or might not know, Saddleback is helping other churches who want to develop their own food pantries. Oh. They've got pamphlets and willing to send people to train. So
I love it.
I have one more to add to that, right?
Please.
It's our small groups, it's our families, our neighborhoods with neighbors that come and serve together, but also, thank you, Pastor Eric, Pastor Jeff, your whole team of staff. You guys have really stepped in and helped us, and Andrew with coming and taking photos. It's been really, really wonderful to have you all with us at the pantries. And I know that Jeff has said, wow, I didn't realize you guys did so much. This is crazy awesome. And you're helping with our prayer in the beginning and the sanctuary. So we really, really appreciate you. We appreciate all of our volunteers that are serving from home right now. They've been serving for over 5 months from home, and we pray for them every day. And I know Sue calls them, but we really appreciate all that everybody's doing with us at the pantries for the community.
Truly do. We truly do. And I want to say, serving is not only a joy, but it does cause us to grow spiritually. And serving is just a blessing.
Absolutely. And, I've been hearing, this is what I hear a lot, is that there's a lot of people out there right now still wanting to get involved in some level. So I'm sure once people hear about this amazing opportunity, we'll have more people within our church serving as well, which would be great. Hey, Raina, we want to give you just a thumbs up too, Raina. Thank you for all of your love and support across the board from our campus to all the campuses. Thank you for your heart, your leadership. You're doing a fantastic job as well. All right, well, thank you guys so much for being with me today. I love what you're doing. I'll continue to pray for you. I will see you the 29th, and you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.